So you reach out to Grant. Obviously, you know there's a ton of work once you rebuild, and that's scary, Eric. But I assume there's part of it had to be freeing. Like you're giving up. Like, okay, dude. Like I'm not fixing this.
Right.
It, your feelings, I assume, are mixed. Like, okay, I'm ready to just rebuild, but also scary as fuck about what is ahead.
Oh, for sure. But to be honest, like I was so far down in the trenches, and
Yeah.
like it, I was willing to do anything. If he'd have told me to like hit left-handed, I would have done it. Right. So I was a
Yeah.
pretty easy case. And I told Grant afterward, I was like, you must love me because Grant is such a technical wizard, Mac O'Grady prodigy that like he got to just build me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of my natural pieces are still in there.
Hmm.
But it's all about just, and he told me over and over and over, he goes, Eric, it was not your fault. It was not a mental problem. It was a physics problem. The club was in a position where you just couldn't hit it where you wanted to.
Hmm.
So that was a very like freeing feeling. And it made me
Yeah.
real confident that this could be fixed and that I could start getting down a road where I could play golf again. Because I tell you, I never want to feel the way I felt for basically a year and a half. I mean, that was the most misery I've gone through in my entire life. And
Yeah.
I got to give Grant a lot of credit. He was great. He was easy to talk to. He made it easy for me to understand. And the best part about Grant is he was a great player.
Hmm.
One of the top players in the world at one point, and he was also one of the best swingers of the golf club the world had ever seen. So
Hmm.
for me, once I started down that road, it was easy for me to get on board, and it was a little scary, sure, but one thing about me, it won't be for lack of effort. I mean, I would stand on the range for hours and hours
Hmm.
and hours working on these pieces that we were trying to fix, and I was seeing him. We started, I think it was twice a week the first month, then like once a week. For the next couple months, and then it was like once every other week to the point where like, okay, I can see where I could start trying to compete again.
Hmm.
But I didn't compete earlier than I started because I had worked so hard and I had put so much effort into getting this better that I didn't want to go play a multi-day event and start reverting back to previous tendencies and kind of lose what we had
Yeah.
gained.
Right.
So I was trying to be very patient with with this rebuild and this restart. He originally told me 6 months. He said
Hmm.
these kind of rebuilds are 6 months, and he was almost spot on.
Hmm. Hmm. Is like how soon did you were you encouraged, Eric? Like, is that a week? Is it a month? Is it a process? Like, th- were you like? I know it feels good to like not be hitting it right, but when are you like, man, this is like I can get back? I assume there's a lot of this whole year and a half that you're like, I'm never gonna be back, like ever.
Yeah, I mean, it took a while because I mean, I did go to PGA Tour Q School and DP World Tour Q schools, and those were in October, so a couple months after we started, and the end of November, which was 3 months after we started, and I didn't even sniff them. You know what I mean? I was so bad, and at 2 months after at PGA Tour Q School, I think I withdrew after 2 rounds.
Mhm.
I mean, I had no chance, right? And then I went to DP, and I actually had one encouraging round where I actually shot under par. And I know that's funny
Mhm.
because of where I had been, um, but I would say late November, I had one round where I finally shot under par for the first time, since I lost my PGA Tour card,
Mhm.
and in the entire year of 25,
Yeah.
and that was encouraging. I still wasn't great. I would say it was probably somewhere in like the end of January.
Mhm.
So what is that? August, September, October, November, December. About 4 months where I was
Mhm.
like, you know what? I'm actually getting kind of close here. Like I can actually hit some decent golf shots.
Mhm.
Now, I wasn't really ready to play because all I had done is work on golf swing. I mean,
Mhm.
my putting went by the wayside, my chipping, my wedge game, I stood on the range and hit stock golf shots for 5 6 months. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know how to hit a hold up fade into a 10-mile-an-hour wind or flight one or cut it around a tree. All I had done is hit stock golf shots.
Mhm.
So I started competing a little bit I would say about a month ago.
Mm,
I played a 1-day event, didn't go well, didn't make a check.
mm,
I played a 2-day Florida Professional Golf Tour event like 3 weeks ago, and actually shot, I think it was like 67, 70 or something, and like made a
mhm,
check. Didn't make much money, but it was positive. And then 2 weeks ago, I played another one and shot like 70, 68. Made another check, not much money, but it was positive. So things are starting to go in the right direction. I did the Mondays for Argentina and Chile. I finished tied for third in the Monday in Argentina. I think I shot 67. Missed, tied for third in a 2-spotter, so almost qualified. Wasn't great in the Chile Monday. That was before the Florida Pro Golf Tour events. And then obviously went to the Monday qualifier for Puerto Rico the week after and got through.
Is there shots or rounds, Eric, that are like an aha moment? Like I had this conversation with Michael Kim. He went through a similar thing, right? And I asked this question. He's like, you would never know it, but it was like a 10th hole on a Korn Ferry event. I still missed the cut, but the ball went out and was like, oh, like it's doing what I'm supposed to do. Is there like
Yeah.
in this month where you started to compete, is there a round or a shot that you're like, okay, yeah, this is like, not only is it working on the range, it's working out here, and I still have the instincts and the stuff to make this work.
Yeah. I mean, there was an aha moment in a round, like competing, but the real aha moment was at home before I started competing.
Mhm.
So I tell everybody, I always can tell how I'm going to play on the road by how I play the 9 holes late in the afternoon at home by myself.
Mhm.
Because if it's easy for me to go home and shoot 32, 33, like it wasn't hard, could have been better, like I know I'm starting to play really good. And I had a day at home at concession in Bradenton that I was like absolutely cruising on the back 9. Like I shot 30 on the back 9 and I was hitting every shot where I was looking. And it was one of those rounds that could have been 28, right? Missed a
Mhm.
short putt, didn't make birdie on a par 5, like easy stuff. And I knew at that moment, I was like, man, this is definitely better. I think it's time to kind of challenge it in competition and try to get myself into like a PGA Tour event. Because I was still having some anxiety about like what happens if I'm unqualified. Like, how am I going to feel? Like, I remember where I hit it here. I
Right.
remember where I hit it there. Like, I'm going to deal with those demons at some point.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, I drove it not that great in Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
but my misses were just off the fairway. They were playable. Like where I was playing golf for a year and a half where I couldn't find my misses,
Yeah.
right? It didn't matter how wide the golf hole was. I mean, you saw it in Bahamas. I mean, that
Yeah.
hole's 75, 80 yards wide. And I couldn't
As wide
find the
as they
golf
get.
ball,
Yeah. Right.
you know? So am I 100% of the way there? Absolutely not. I'm probably 85, 90% of the way there. But the one thing that my in Puerto Rico is my iron game, bunker game, short game, putting, because I had started spending a lot more time in that when I realized I was going to start competing,
Yeah.
was great. And dude, I was shooting 77, 78 with the best short game anybody's ever seen, dude.
Yeah.
Like I should
Right.
have shot 90 every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was getting balls up and down from 100 yards for double. Like,
Yeah.
and that really showed out this last week. And
Mhm.
I didn't drive it great. I probably hit like 43 or 4 or 5% of the fairways. But the misses were so much more confined that
Yeah.
I could compete and I could play.
Yeah. Um, I mean, obviously, I assume, a lot of reflection, Eric, but it's like, I mean, you told me when we talked Friday, it's like you were playing concession, have 9 balls, and not be able to finish the round at home in practice. And
100%.
then you're at this point, like shooting 30. You got to be like, man, this is a crazy ride.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a true story. I would, I my whole professional career, I would show up any tournament at any golf course with 6 or 7 golf balls in my bag and never stress about
Yeah,
needing
right.
golf balls ever.
Yeah,
Well, it got to the point where I was starting the day with a dozen balls and I'd lose, 6 or 7 in the first 9 holes and go, oh, shoot,
Yeah.
I'd be at home by myself at concession, 9 balls in my golf bag and lose them all before the 9th hole. Like I just lose every one. And like that is mentally challenging because, I'm at home with no pressure on myself and I can't seem to find a golf ball.
Yeah.
And yes, that was all these things, and that's a true story when I told you that. Like I wasn't joking. And
I assume it's like, man, I mean, there's got to be, I know there's been a lot of low points through this, Erik, but there's got to be some like, man, I'm like, it feels good to like be to this point. I mean, again, coming this full circle to get to a T21 finish is, I mean, when you're standing at your home course that you've played a million times, not being able to keep the ball on the planet, to a T21 in 6 months or 8 months is, I mean, it has to be amazingly satisfying.
It is. Yeah, we're just over 6 months. It is amazingly satisfying. Now, am I content? Absolutely not. Right. Like I've got a long way to go to get back to where I'm a full member on the PGA Tour. I need to either Monday and keep playing well or get through Q school or do something else. I mean, we're still a year plus out from that.
Yeah.
But I've kind of bowed down to the process of what it's going to take to get me back, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So I am just trying to steer this process in the same direction, right?
Yeah.
Just keep improving every day. I don't have to be the best golfer in the world tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't lose it in a day, and I'm sure as heck not going to gain it back in a day. So I've got to just continue down the same process. Like I texted Grant last night. I've got hundreds of congratulating text messages on a T21, right? It's not like I won the golf tournament, right?
Yeah.
And I immediately am texting my coach going, hey, it was a better week. I really appreciate, all your help and helping me get back to where I feel like I can, be a golfer again. I said, but I didn't drive it that great this week. He's like, we just got to keep this process going. Come see me in a couple days. So I'm going to be seeing Grant tomorrow or the next day, right? Like it's the job's not finished, right? And I want to have a long career. I know I'm 38 years old now, but like guys play well into their, 40s, late 40s. And I know I can get myself back there. I'm just going to keep down this road, and regardless of what happens, I will have given my full effort to this.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be nice to have a direct deposit coming this week, Erik. Like, I mean, man. I like financially to shoot these scores for, a year is it's devastating. Pro golf is not cheap when you're firing it into the trees.
No, when you're, I joke the PGA Tour is a $5,000 a week habit, and the Korn Ferry's probably up now, $3,500 a week habit. DP's more. I mean, I was burning through cash like you can't even imagine, and it has been very stressful for sure. Like, I mean, we've cut back a lot of things around the house. We've tried to be smart with our spending, and those are the things people don't realize. They're like, oh, he played the PGA Tour for a couple of years, he's got to be flush. Well, I mean, it doesn't always go that way, right? You spend a lot of money every week trying to give yourself a chance. And the sad part looking back at it is I was doing that every week knowing I had no chance. Like I had no chance to make a check, and I was still spending $3,000-$4,000 every single week. And in hindsight, it was a good thing because it drove me to change. And yes, this is the first like direct deposit since October. My agent reminded me, October 10th of 2024.
It's good.
So, we're going on 18 months here. Like it's been really rough. And
gotta feel like $1 million check coming in this week.
If it's probably the best check I've ever gotten in my entire life. Not the highest, but the best, the most important.
Erik, I appreciate it. Erik and I have stayed in touch for years. COVID, I was working at a grocery store. Family's there supporting him the whole way. Love the honesty. Appreciate the honesty. It's guys like yourself willing to talk about this stuff that make this account and this podcast possible. So I appreciate it. And I mean, might as well like go win a Korn Ferry event or Monday into another one or whatever. Just can you continue this growth? I appreciate the time, man.
Of course, buddy. I appreciate you having me on, and And thanks again for talking, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Dude, thanks so much.